fit this into.
Melissa created a detailed archive, a catalogue of horrors.
Multiple spreadsheets tracking every post, who appeared on what post, what was said. Did we think he had said anything that qualified as a hate crime? Was it racist? You know, we've described it a lot as trying to put a square peg in a round hole. You know, we're like, we know that this is bad, but there's no law yet to cover this. But where are we going to make this work? You know, how are we going to make this work?
ITA, we've got Easter specials that are special to you, like Ferrero Rocher gift box $3.75 gram or collection gift box $2.69 gram, $15 each, half price. ITA, you can't beat local at Easter. Offer ends Monday, April 21.
Run a business and not thinking about podcasting? Think again. More Americans listen to podcasts than ad-supported streaming music from Spotify and Pandora. And as the #1 podcaster, iHeart's twice as large as the next two combined. So whatever your customers listen to, they'll hear your message. Plus, only iHeart can extend your message to audiences across broadcast radio. Think podcasting can help your business? Think iHeart. Streaming, radio, and podcasting. Call 844-844-iHeart to get started. That's 844-844-iHeart.
The championship is back in the Bay for the first time in 40 years.
On the new limited podcast series, Dunk Dynasty, we hear from head coach Steve Kerr on how Steph Curry almost never even joined the Warriors.
In fact, I thought we had a draft day deal to end up getting him to Phoenix.
For the entire behind-the-scenes story of Golden State's incredible 10-year run, listen to Dunk Dynasty on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Over the next few weeks, Kelsey and Melissa became experts on Patrick Carey's MO. They learned how he homed in on a victim and scraped their images from social media accounts. When some of the women learned what was happening and made their accounts private, he would continually check to see if they'd switch back to public again.
He was obsessively checking to see if, okay, well, it got quiet long enough that now she made it unprivate, and now I can get back on there.
If a victim changed her username, he would learn the new one and post it to the website. Then he'd alert the other users and encourage them to find and harass her. Again, this is a voice actor reading from one of Patrick's posts.
Calling all sickos to seriously ruin her life.
The prosecutors found that Patrick would respond to his own posts with different usernames.
So to either, to boost the engagement and to make other people think, oh, this is a really popular person, look at all these people commenting, I want to go look.
There didn't seem to be a financial motive to boost engagement, at least not one that the prosecutors found. But Patrick was getting something out of it. He even created accounts where he pretended to be one of the victims and begged the users to leave them alone. Melissa says he was on the website almost constantly.
It was all day, all night, 6 a.m., 2 a.m., 2 p.m., all of the time.
He checked his work, Googling his victims' names to see if his posts were getting engagement,
to see if it was getting traction anywhere, and he was able to find then several of these young women then get posted to other pornography sites. And so he was sort of obsessively following himself and following his work.
In fact, Melissa and Kelsey found that even after his arrest, Patrick went back on the website many, many times.
I think our final stats were about 1,300 posts. And that was across 14 different usernames.
The prosecutors also learned more about how Patrick was editing the pictures. It was an early glimpse at a technology that was poised to make a giant leap, thanks to artificial intelligence. The website where Patrick Carey posted was created around 2010, and for most of that time, the site's users posted real photos of women and girls. Eventually, photo editing apps became more widely available. The website became flooded with requests for other users to quote-unquote fake their victims. Patrick was using apps like Body Editor. which likely would have taken him hours to make images that looked real. But as soon as he uploaded the pictures, the tech was out of date. Like others on the site, he'd send out requests for better faith. On October 11th, 2020, he asked on a thread about one of his victims, which was viewed by more
Anyone know how to do bruise/beat-up fakes? Would love to see a with a black eye or two. Or a fantasy involving much harsher treatment would be just as appreciated.
Other people were developing way better tools. The deepfake revolution had begun. Around 2017, deepfakes began popping up on Reddit. Users were photoshopping celebrity faces on porn performers' bodies. Then, someone posted a video of the actress Gal Gadot having sex with her stepbrother. It was totally fake, but it really caught people's attention because it looked so real.
One of them was a video of a woman, scantily clad, lying on a bed, waving a sex toy around. She had Gal Gadot's face.
A Vice News reporter named Samantha Cole tracked down the person who had made it. He told her he was just a programmer interested in machine learning, and that to make the Gal Gadot video, he had used a deep learning algorithm to swap the actress's face onto the porn performer's body. Basically, he taught the algorithm to convincingly edit video by having it study lots of porn and lots of images of Gal Gadot's face. This programmer's name? Deepfakes. A portmanteau for deep learning and, of course, fake. Developers have been working on different software to create realistic-looking fake images for years. The work he and other early adopters were doing would have taken hours and a lot of computing power. But the source code they needed was already available online.
At IGA, we've got Easter specials that are special to you. Like the Country Chef Bakery Co. Pavlova, 500 gram, $4.99 each. IGA, you can't beat local at Easter. Offer ends Monday, April 21.
Run a business and not thinking about podcasting? Think again. More Americans listen to podcasts than ad-supported streaming music from Spotify and Pandora. And as the #1 podcaster, iHeart's twice as large as the next two combined. So whatever your customers listen to, they'll hear your message. Plus, only iHeart can extend your message to audiences across broadcast radio. Think podcasting can help your business? Think iHeart. Streaming, radio, and podcasting. Call 844-844-iHeart to get started. That's 844-844-iHeart.
The championship is back in the Bay for the first time in 40 years.
On the new limited podcast series, Dub Dynasty, we hear from head coach Steve Kerr on how Steph Curry almost never even joined the Warriors.
In fact, I thought we had a draft day deal to end up getting him to Phoenix.
For the entire behind-the-scenes story of Golden State's incredible 10-year run, listen to Dub Dynasty on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
The Gal Gadot video inspired an army of AI programmers to make more pornography, mostly of other celebrities like Scarlett Johansson and Taylor Swift.
Johansson telling the Post